Hello Internet, welcome back to our Magiclysm series. In between episodes I did pop inside and grab our brazier. We had the fire sirens going, so I thought I would just grab that quick off camera. So I did put, we're still getting sirens, and I did put that in our trunk here because I thought because we don't have a kitchen unit set up in our vehicle currently, it would be valuable to have a deployable source of for us if we need to cook or things like that. Why don't we grab this frame as well? Is this in good shape? It's in great shape. We're going to take that with us. I think we packed a bunch of frames in here when I was planning to do the vehicle work here. But again, because we need copper wire and things for the forge and the welder, I'm going to hold off until we go to town. Because the vehicle welder is very important. It will keep us from... Gonna try not to crash into anything. It buffers your inputs a little bit. I'm gonna be a little careful when I see a curve coming. So just try to not get ourselves into trouble crashing into things. Yeah, I would like to be able to get the vehicle welder first and foremost so we can... You know, in the last, in the Apartment Rat series, when I was working on our vehicle, I was using the, I think we had like 4 medium batteries, and I had a makeshift welder. Do we want to head north here? Yes, because there was a barricade down there, wasn't there? And I had said, I'll come back when it's dark and kill the turrets, and then I never really did that. Maybe in the future we will do that. I do think our ammunition stores are, healthy is a good word. We have a lot of ammunition. Although we did see that skeletal juggernaut, which no kidding took about 30 rounds from the 5.56 to kill it. So we do need to be aware that there are evolutions happening. There are some things that we're going to be encountering that are going to be scary, that are going to be a little difficult to surmount with traditional ammunition. Man, there's a lot of bird litter, which again probably has some eggs mixed in here and there, turkey eggs old, so they are going bad. Did not actually see a turkey out here, but we have seen their litter. That's a boulder. Do not hit the boulder. We're going to swing around in front of these buildings. At this point, we've cleared this town so thoroughly that there's nothing that's going to be here at all, and if there is, it's probably not going to be very scary. So we came back to town for a couple reasons. One, there were a lot of terminals in the dollar store and grocery store, which we want to harvest for copper wire. And additionally, there's a vehicle here with lots of cargo spaces, and we're going to need more cargo spaces. So here we are at the shops. We're going to go ahead and stop here. We're going to go in and we're going to disassemble some things. Now, I do think that I want to drop my screwdriver set, hammer, and we don't need the flashlight anymore. Exacto knife we don't need anymore. Keep the stethoscope, keep the crowbar. 56 cash cards with about 11 grand on them. We don't need the lighter anymore, I think, because the integrated... No, that's a separate CBM that does fire. Don't need the scalpel. I didn't know we had an Exacto knife and a scalpel. I do not think that the integrated tool set has a wrench, but let's take a look. Integrated, they're in alphabetical order. No, they're not. Integrated tool set, wrench does have a wrench, so we'll go ahead and drop the wrench as well. And of course, if we need those things again, we know where they are. They're in our vehicle. Looks like I already disassembled the terminals here, which is not great because we need a lot of copper wire. And the only place I know I can get them reliably is from the terminals. Although it's not a lot of copper wire. Obviously, we should be hitting a not hardware store. An electronics shop is the most reliable place to find large amounts of copper wire. Unfortunately, that's not really an option. We haven't seen a single electronics shop yet. Although we didn't explore very much in this playthrough, we mostly spent our time in the labs. We're going to grab these copper wires. I think we have quite a lot of the other electronics, and we can of course make a lot of them, so they're not a real priority right now. I just want that copper wire. We are losing the sun, which is not good because okay, it looks like we are going to be able to get our deconstruct on this one before the sun would go away. And again, we do have the cranial flashlight now, which you know, uses a very low amount of charge. So, man, did we not get very much copper wire. 20 copper wire from 4 terminals. Also, headlights can give copper wire. I don't know how. I assume you can disassemble them. Let's take off. Where's your headlight? It shows a headlight. There's no headlight there. Okay. Sun's going down, which is not good because a lot of what we do... is there going to be a terminal in here? I don't think there would be. Let's just back up. Let's not back up. Let's turn the vehicle around because we can't see very well and we don't want to plow into anything. We're not going to be tired anytime soon because we were out so much. Can you disassemble ATMs? I don't think you can. You definitely maybe should be able to. Maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. Let's while we're here, let's transfer all of our money to one cash card so we can drop 48 cash cards. Can we disassemble you? No. Dang. There are going to be terminals here somewhere, I would think. Really? No terminals? It's a bank. Every teller has a terminal in a bank, but okay. Surely somewhere. There is one back here, but once we start to disassemble it, we will lose the light. I don't know if we can, if it'll stop us. Okay, apparently you can deconstruct them by the light of themselves, which is kind of funny. But okay, we got some stuff out of that. We, of course, cleared the vault previously. Was there solar panels up here maybe that we wanted to harvest? It's nighttime now. No. I assumed that there was glass there that would protect us. It's a water heater that's empty, water purifier. Nothing up here for us. That's okay. We probably did check and I just didn't remember. So we'll head down. It is now nighttime. I think we'll leave the vehicle for the time being. Why don't we head to our previous base? And do we need to take things with us? We want to craft. We should be able to craft the welder. We need to be near our books to do that. Welder. We need the welding component kit, which requires 2 makeshift welders, which requires so much copper wire. Oh man, we're not even close. Oh man, where am I gonna go to get copper wire? We have copper, but we can't make copper wire because we don't have, well, one, we don't even have the recipe, but I was gonna say because we don't have a forge or whatever it requires. It's dark, we can't do vehicle work. Let's turn on our flashlight. Man, I sure wish these were in order. Equals to reassign. What does that mean? Reassigning. Can I move them? Enter new letter. C? It doesn't reorder them, it just changes the letter. Well, that's stupid. I really thought if I reorganized them, it would let me put them in alphabetical order. That's pretty dumb. Don't like that. Yep, didn't move it. Did it move it? Where's C? C. No, it didn't move it at all. That's really unfortunate. Let's turn on our flashlight. Great. This makes us a beacon nearby, but that's not really a big deal. Let's see if we can pull off these headlights and then disassemble them. Frame. Was there no headlight? It only had one headlight. Okay. Give me the headlight. Can we disassemble the car headlight? 10 copper wire? That's pretty good. Oh, I can see copper wire up there where it broke the previous headlight, I guess. Grab that. So we can harvest headlights. I mean, that's something. You know, it's not optimal. Let's turn this off. Every 24 turns. I thought it said 12 last time I checked. Oh, that's this. 150 turns. Yeah, so if we turn this off, basically every time we turn it on, it's requiring 1 power unit. However, if we leave it on, it only uses 1 every 150 turns. So unless we're moving more than 150 turns, it's more prudent to leave it on. And since we're just going right here, we'll just leave it on. We will take the headlight, and we will take the headlight. So this looks like where we will be getting our disassemble everything once. This is where we will get most of our copper wire, I assume. It's actually more than the terminals, which is a bit interesting because a headlight I mean, I guess you're removing the entire assembly for the headlight. It's not just, oh, you're removing the bulb, which of course would have a very tiny amount of wire in it. Actually, I don't know. Even if that's copper, I'm not sure what the actual filament in a bulb is, but it doesn't matter. I don't know things. Don't judge me. I don't know cars. I don't know anything about anything. I'm very much an intelligent man who just doesn't know anything. That's not true. I know a little bit about everything. Like, it's always been my problem, right? When I was a kid and I was in school, I always really wanted direction, but I've always lacked direction. I really have no ambition in my life. There was never anything where I was like, man, I want to do this when I'm older. I want to do this for a living. No, I never had that. I just was pretty good at everything, and I don't excel at really anything. Honestly, the thing I'm really good at is writing, and it's very hard to turn that into a financial career. Like, when I was a teenager and I would talk, like, people would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would say, I would like to be a writer. And people would say, like, oh, you want to be a journalist? And I said, no, I don't. I want to write. I want to be a fiction writer. I want to write novels. And they're like, oh, there's no money in that. Like, right, if you want to make money as a writer, the most reliable way to do that is to become a journalist. You attach yourself to a magazine or a news organization and then write reports, basically. It's like, yeah, maybe. Maybe that's the... Do you remember vehicle tiles? I don't want to plow into a vehicle. We do. So we'll head down here to our other... what we were previously using as a base, because we've already got a bed set up, and we have an oven and things in there for us to cook by. Oh, we passed it. Let's back it up. Let's turn... Yeah, this is fine. We'll head in here. We'll see about crafting one of the welders. We're still going to need a lot more copper wire, but let's tend to our needs. We ought to eat something as well. We do need to start clearing houses in the near future, because our food stores are getting smaller and smaller, and a lot of what we have is not very, it's not optimal. Like, we have a ton of nuts, but really most of these nuts are not that valuable. We have some turkey eggs. We don't have, we'll take them, can we pick them up? Egg. We will pick up, apparently they get mushy. We will take all of them with us so that we can get some of the perishable food out of here, and cooked into a more useful form. We do have chunks of fat as well, which we will take. Fat, not the rotten fat. We will drop that out here so it's out of our list. And that should be it for really perishable things. Let's eat some cashews. I mean, they do have calorie count to them. It's just that I don't think they're particularly healthy. Nuts in real life are not very good for you. We have a lot of this raw pasta. We have some raw pasta as well. And we have some canned goods in case of emergency. But I do want to start hitting houses and getting some more. Just more. We just need more everything. We need more food. We need more drink. We have... I think we're pretty good on mutagen and CBMs at this point. I don't know that we're going to be taking any more mutagen anytime soon. I'm really not a fan of mutagen. And we really don't have any negatives from being out in the rain, which I guess is thanks to our bark mutation. So it's really nice to have that. But I don't know that we're going to be mutating anymore anytime soon. I dragged the oven out here. I forgot. Let's bring this bad boy back inside. Oh, I really thought you would pick up the wood as you went, so I wouldn't have to... Oh, good, you did. Okay. So let's drag this back. Oh, it dropped it. It ejected it in order to pick up bullet casings. What a stupid thing to do. Let's haul. Get this stuff out of the way. Get this out of here. How many things are here? 8 planks. We'll just haul them. Who cares? Let's just haul them back. We want them inside. Oh, now we picked up a dog corpse. Oh boy. Very, very not optimal. Drop that here. We will drag the oven back inside. We had dragged it outside previously so we would have light to work by for vehicle stuff, which is fine and everything. Grab, pull, drag, please. Thank you. Which is fine. Now we have the cranial flashlight, which is the best way for us to be doing that anyway, because it has such a low charge. And again, just us by moving, we're gaining power charge in the upper right corner. So, you know, we do want to turn the torsion ratchet off when we get into combat. I'm sure that I will forget, but it definitely is something you do not want active when you're trying to get in, when you're getting into combat. Let's go ahead and start this fire. Actually, should have grabbed a container for water because we will otherwise not have anything to put to boil the eggs in, because we're just going to do boiled eggs. Since they're old, we just kind of want to get them out of here and get them eaten. We blocked this off a long time ago. Pour in a container, gallon jug. We'll go ahead and block that back up. And we'll come over here and we will craft some eggs. Why can't I craft any eggs? We don't have a pot. Wait a minute. I should have looked. Do we really not have a pot? Boiled egg. Boiling one or more. Okay. We must have taken that extra pot maybe when we went to the other base. We have 3 pots. We don't need 3 pots in here. I end up picking up multiples of things that I think are valuable. Because a pot is valuable. It's just, do you really need 3 of them? We'll just make... Why can we only... Okay, because we... Sorry. Because we have 2 turkey eggs and 1 reptile egg. We can't actually cook them all at once. We have to go by ingredients. So now we can make the reptile egg. We will eat these for some calories. 135 calories per turkey egg. You know, I don't know that I've seen a turkey egg in real life. Man, that took a lot of water. That took like 10 charges of water for 3 eggs. Maybe the toilet wasn't full. Maybe we only got a few portions of water out of it. We actually can't sleep. We're not tired. We'll go harvest some more headlights until we get tired. In fact, that looked like a headlight right there. No, that's a memory card. So let's pull the headlights off of here. We also should grab some just to have backup headlights, although I do prefer too dark to see what you're doing. Yes, sorry. Turn on the flashlight again. Super good to have the flashlight. We will go ahead and start pulling off headlights. We do want backups. I do prefer floodlights, but we haven't actually come across... Yes, we have. There is a fire engine to the north of this town, so we may grab some floodlights on our way out as well. Disassemble everything once. If we head north. I don't know if we're going to head north or not. We should go up there just to get pieces anyway. Copper wire. Come up here. We'll do the same for this vehicle. Yeah, a little tedious to do this, but I guess it seems like a reliable way to get copper wire. You know what? We should also see about taking out controls. I bet controls have a lot of copper wire. Can we pull them out? Remove attached part first. What is attached to a controls? Security system? Maybe? Clock? Dashboard? Controls. There we go. So presumably some of this stuff should be harvestable for copper wire. Let's cut it all. Let's do it all. Disassemble everything once, including the wristwatch, which apparently clocks in vehicles still come from wristwatches, which is a bit silly. Disassemble, you learn a recipe for vehicle controls. If you disassemble another one, same with headlights. I mean, we've disassembled like 10 headlights. If we don't know by now, we're not going to know. Got a light... No, didn't mean to... We got a light strip, which is wired to a battery, can provide some weak light, and can't be turned off until the battery dies. Interesting. I don't want that at the moment. We actually did not... We got 23 copper wire. Let's try disassembling electronics control unit. Let's try disassembling the electronics control unit. 5 copper wire and tons of solder. Very good. Solder is good to have. So yeah, just hunting for more copper wire. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world. What can we talk about? Let's talk about something. Sorry, I thought my game stalled out there. Let's disassemble... No, I guess that's it. I thought there was an electronics control unit. Oh, you can't disassemble the... Can't disassemble the light strip, apparently. Really thought that would be something we could disassemble. Whatever. We're going to grab the ultralight battery, and we're going to grab the copper wire. Not very much copper wire, but that's that's okay. We have gathered a fair bit of it at this point. What can we talk about? Well, I've been watching The Wire. I know that that's something that people really like. Drop the battery on the battery pile. No, hang on to everything else. Hang on to everything else. We do have a lot of copper wire, but I want to take the vehicle controls and stuff out of this one as well. Been watching The Wire, just to have something to watch. Not really sure what to do with my time. I've already run through all the series that I wanted to watch. Chernobyl and Mindhunter, which we talked about already. Vehicle controls? Yes. And, there's really nothing else that's super exciting to me at the moment. I would like the next season of Better Call Saul, but that's probably not till 2020. I still haven't seen the current most recent season of BoJack Horseman. I think someone said there's another one coming out, so I'm 2 seasons behind now. Really good show. Really depressed me when I watched it, but also nice to see a show where people are actually struggling with depression and trying to understand their location in society, where they fit in and stuff is always interesting to me. We'll go ahead and continue grabbing controls. Man as a loud vehicle. We'll grab the controls and junk out of this as well. Oh, also maybe the stereo system would have electronics, you would think, or copper wire rather. Yeah, so I'm not caught up on BoJack. I'm not caught up on really anything. The only other thing I really would like to see, I remember watching Lost in Space the first season and thought that was pretty good, and that I thought it'd be nice to have a second season of that, but that's one of those shows with lots of like sci-fi elements, so there's a lot of special effects stuff that needs to be done, and that's probably not going to be till 2020 or 2021, so when it's that far away, it's kind of hard for me to be excited about something. Like, I've been waiting for Better Call Saul for a lot longer than I expected to. Really thought they would be... I just thought it would be out by now, and it hasn't been. So it's looking like probably not until spring we will be getting Better Call Saul. Really good show. Really enjoying that. Grab the ultralight battery. I think we're getting the ultralight batteries out of these watches, would be my guess. I can't really think of anything else that would be giving us watches. We should grab some mirrors as well for backup. I usually don't use mirrors in vehicles, but it doesn't hurt to have them. I would rather have, they jut out on the sides of the vehicle. I would rather have a skinnier car than be able to see behind me in most situations. So it's not super, super useful, but never hurts to have a couple just for moments when you do feel like you need them. Go ahead and pull that off. Disassemble all this nonsense. Rick and Morty, I guess. I've been waiting for Rick and Morty for like a year and a half now. Really good show. If you haven't seen Rick and Morty, fantastic show. Very funny. Very clever in a lot of ways. Probably not intended for people my age. I'm 31. I'm a little older for, someone to... it's a cartoon, right? That's aimed at young adults, but I really liked Rick and Morty. I think we need to take a break. Unfortunately, it's daylight and we're tired, so we're going to be sleeping away some of the daylight hours. I do think we've harvested quite a lot of copper wire. 186 copper wire, unfortunately, is just barely enough for us to make 2, because I would really like to keep 1 arc welder for emergencies and portability. So, we need to make 2 from scratch, which is 160 copper wire. And then we're going to use those to make the welding kit, and we're going to use the welding component kit to make the vehicle welder. And I want to keep the backup for portability. So, very hungry and tired. Well, we didn't cook the fat, which is now old, which is not great. So I think we'll make some cracklins. And I think we'll just drink out of the vehicle. Beverages are on the food pile at the moment, which is not optimal. We will drink some sports drink. Boom, sports drink. And then we'll cook some cracklins and we'll go to bed. This is not our base. This is our base. And we'll close ourselves in, even though the odds of something coming along are very, very small. Grab a plank. Drop the plank into the oven. Yeah, Rick and Morty, I think it's super good. And I think there are a lot of really clever things in that show. In addition to it just being kind of ridiculous and funny, it's also got some clever bits and lots of references and stuff like that. And I really like that. And when this series first came out, I remember season 1 came out, and I was, at the time, I had a girlfriend, and I was like, this is going to be big. You know, this is going to be like the new thing. And she didn't like it. And then, of course, it's gone on to be, I mean, Szechuan sauce. You know, like, obviously it became a very big thing. And I think the show's great. Really like it. And I'm excited for the next season, although there's a lot of time in between seasons, of course. And they, if I recall, they have relatively short seasons. I think they're only about 10 episodes. I haven't watched them in a while, probably since season 3 came out, but pretty excited for the next one. For sure. I mean, it's a good series. And there's really nothing else that's like super on my mind, on my watch list. I know that there's a lot of good shows, and people, often reference shows and try to get me to watch things. Like, people want me to watch The Good Place, but like, I tried. I just couldn't get it. It's a little too, I don't know, wholesome. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit like too PG for me. I like things that are a little bit more edgy. Again, Better Call Saul, Rick and Morty are some of the things that are, a little bit more aggressive. There's profanity. Obviously, Better Call Saul is a lot of drama and really intense adult situations and bad things that happen. I'm a big fan of those drama type shows. And when I want a comedy, it's never something like that. It's always more like, I can't think of a good example, but it's not that kind of comedy that I want to watch. People keep trying to get me to watch This Is Us, probably the worst show on television. It's a very manufactured drama. It seems extremely fake. All of the characters feel so fraudulent in that show. There's so many moments where they manufacture tension and intense situations for no reason other than to get the audience to feel like they came away with a emotional experience, and I really hate that. It's extremely emotionally manipulative. I think that's probably one of the worst shows on television, and I know people love it, and it keeps winning awards and stuff because normal, everyday folk eat that shit up, and I think it's one of the worst shows I've ever seen. So please, if you're listening, stop trying to get me to watch friggin' This Is Us. I think it's just terrible. So we want to make The Welders. Don't at me. I don't want to hear you tell me how good it is and that I'm wrong. I just don't care. I'm not going to watch it. I did try watching it because it got so much attention and it just seems so fake and fraudulent, and people don't talk like normal human beings, and I don't think the acting is very good. There's so many things about that show that I can do without. We unfortunately do not have a workspace in our vehicle, so I am just crafting in our hands and on the floor, which is not optimal. Of course, we're going to put a workbench in here eventually. I don't know if we have the workbench recipe. We definitely can put something in here, a table of some sort, I think. Store an inventory and work on the second one. No, we're done. Oh, we're done. And let's try to make the welding component kit, which requires a soldering iron, which we have and I'm just not near. So let's come over here. Welding kit. I have a soldering iron. I have multiple soldering irons. Sod has to be in my inventory, maybe. That's a bit silly. I can use everything else out of my inventory. Weld requires a solder. I have a soldering iron. As a component. Okay, so we want to unload the soldering iron, and now we should have the means to make this. There we go. It was looking for a soldering iron to use as a component, which means it can't have a battery in it. So we got to make the component kit, and then we now have the sprite is just a quarter panel, I guess. Look at us dance. So yeah, we want to install this in the vehicle. Currently, we don't have a good spot to put this. Why don't we dump this? Why don't we put this in the doorway? I think we'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. Go ahead and remove the door. Again, because we're not sleeping in this vehicle currently, we don't need it doesn't have to be optimized at the moment. This is just while we do other things. So we'll go ahead and install the... Oh, it's an extra light frame. I thought we had regular frames. Oh, crap. I hate extra light. Really hate extra light frames. I really thought this was a vehicle with regular frames. That sucks real bad. Because we're not going to take off... Like, think about it. If we wanted to replace this frame with a more durable frame, we'd have to remove the wheels, the hubs, the headlights, the quarter panel, the frame. It's annoying, and I don't know that I want to do it. We'll just put a plow on the front, and that'll be good for most situations. I'm not really planning to use this vehicle as a ram too much, so I'm not super concerned about that. It does look like we can put in a second motor, so we may want to put in a gasoline-powered engine at some point, but that's not today's problem. That's definitely a problem for the tomorrow me, not today me. What am I doing here? Welder. We want a welder. Welding rig. Vehicle welding rig. That's right. We only have the component kit. Sorry. Welding rig. Vehicle welding rig. Steel frame. Yes. We don't have a welder with charge. We have the integrated tool set. We don't have enough charge in our body. Let's walk around a little bit just to get us some charge back up so we can do this quickly. I don't really feel like rooting for the welder in the back. I don't want to complicate this by trying to use things as a component that I maybe don't want it to. So we'll just use our internal power. Welding rig, copper wire. We'll use the copper wire on us. We're still going to need more copper wire for the forge as well, I would imagine. And this looks like it's going to be a long craft. Maybe I should have dragged a table out here. But this is very important to get our welding rig. Wow, that's a big boy, huh? We'll go ahead and install that where the door was. And there we go. And now that we have the welder in the vehicle, we can start work on the vehicle proper, where we can start pulling off quarter panels, and we're going to have to take off that wheel. I'm going to need to make a jack. It's going to be a whole thing. But now, thankfully, we can use the welding power directly from our vehicle. So if we go up here to the extra light panel we want to repair, we're now using the... oh, don't do that. Well, you go ahead. That's fine. We'll be using this instead of... I really thought this blocked your vision, but I guess not. That's okay. We're going to just end up taking it out and putting it somewhere else probably. Like the autoclave is not going to stay on the rear of our vehicle. In fact, we may just take that off completely and not use it because we're not going to need it for a long period of time. So it's just going to take up space in the interior of the vehicle that could be better used for other things. But anyway, for now, we're over time, so I'm going to save the game. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I will, of course, be back with more Cataclysm content every single day of the week, and I will see you in the next episode.